Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about the vast majority of this market, really kind of going in depth on a few things, talking about the entire sentiment around crypto. Overall, a lot of people think, hey, this is the end for crypto. I mean, crypto's dead, it's done, it's finished. And you know what's funny? You'd think that after so long, having the media kind of stir up this nonsense around crypto, and you have like the entire public image around crypto basically completely destroyed, you'd think people would like finally realize like, oh, okay, well that's historically the best time to be a part of crypto. But no, again, you still see public trust completely destroyed because of situations like FTX. Then you go back to the Luna situation, the collapse of Voyager, and also, Celsius. Like all of this stuff is really kind of making the public figure of crypto completely demolished. And it's interesting because, at this time, as we look at the overall market cap of crypto, it's sitting at about $800 billion. Go back a whole year ago, we were sitting at $3 trillion. Not much has changed. Yeah, sure, prices have dropped. The value of crypto has dropped, but we see this every single bear market. Nothing has changed. Crypto is not dead. Crypto is not going anywhere. In my opinion, crypto will continue to rise. I am extremely long-term bullish on crypto. I believe in DLT. I believe in the technology behind crypto. I think that it's very revolutionary to a lot of industries and sectors within everyday life. And again, we are continuing to see the sentiment around Twitter, be that, Grayscale's next to fall. Grayscale has a ton of assets. If you guys don't know about Grayscale, they are a huge company around crypto that has custody. They wanted to launch an ETF in the United States. It got denied by the SEC, of course, but here are all their assets. They hold a significant amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Zcash, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, all that. And it is a significant amount. I mean, 630,000 plus Bitcoin, Ethereum 3 million, Ethereum Classic 11.9 million. You see Zcash there, Litecoin, XLM, Filecoin. I mean, so much. I mean, and you guys can see all of them down here. I mean, there's a significant amount of assets. It's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's a large amount of the tokens that we actually follow in this market. So, again, Grayscale is pretty large, and the sentiment around it is that it's next to Nuke. I mean, it's seriously going to be the next one to fall. Everyone thinks this. We do see an attempt by Grayscale to secure a $1 billion loan, has allegedly failed Sunday afternoon, and also we did see the FTX hacker completely dump their Ethereum, which also caused a little bit of a spiral in the market as well. And of course, everyone reacted like so. Over here, we have Coinbase Custody has revealed the amount held in each Grayscale product as of September 30th. No cold addresses were shared, so they didn't share any of the addresses. They didn't give any sort of backing behind this. All we have is the numbers from them. We kind of have to trust them, which I always say it's not the best to do so. So yeah, we should be cautious, but again, to me, I don't believe that there's going to be a significant downfall of Grayscale and cause, so much more pain. I really think that this market, there's not too much pain left. I mean, at the end of the day, who's going to be shaken out now? Like, I feel like if anyone was going to be shaken out, they already got shaken out. If like the sentiment around crypto changes anymore, I really don't know where things would kind of go. I mean, like at the end of the day, we've already seen so much pain in this market that it's like we're kind of numb to it. But yes, there's a significant amount of Bitcoin here, a significant amount of Ethereum, and they break down all of the other reserves here. And again, a lot of people are, saying like this is going to be the collapse, the next collapse. It's going to cause so much pain. Then you also see, the Tether, FUD. A lot of people think that Tether's the next, which is, it's 85% of Bitcoin's volume. And, again, USDT, a very large stablecoin, sitting at about roughly $65.8 billion. This is the largest stablecoin in crypto. Again, a lot of people believe that this is going to be the next to fall. We've seen so much FUD around Tether going all the way back to 2017, 2018 as well. During this time, I remember when we started to depeg back here down to like 92 cents, everybody said, all right, it's the end of crypto. Crypto's dead. I mean, even back in 2017, 2018, during that time frame, everyone thought crypto was done for. especially even during March of 2020. Like during March of 2020, everyone thought that it was the end of crypto. Like they didn't know what was going to happen next. It was a terrifying time for everyone. And we even do see, like, Bitcoin will be trading below $5,000 again. It's a ticking time bomb. Don't say you weren't warned. And it's interesting because what I look at is the opposite of things. For example, 10_41 over on Twitter said, when financial experts, mainstream media, and other influential people start talking about the downfall of crypto and the end of crypto, this is when you really should start paying attention to motives. And 100%, I think that right now, as everything stands, like, we're seeing so much fear, so much uncertainty, so much doubt. And look at some of these assets. Look at the prices of some of these assets. I mean, just to grab one, right? So I always look at some of these assets that are significantly low. We'll just say like Chainlink. And again, like, I'm just grabbing a random token because Chainlink was one during March of 2020 that was significantly low. Here you guys have March of 2020. We came down to like roughly $2 or so. Then all of a sudden things bounced back and it did a massive tear. I mean, it ran to like $20, came back, pulled back, and then all of a sudden, boom, we hit $50+ during the height of the bull run of 2021. And I'm not saying like this token can't go lower. I'm just saying, like, historically, when the sentiment around crypto is completely killed and everyone is so fearful, everyone has so much doubt, we're seeing all of these tokens at a significant low, where, you're going to make money if you, invest logically and if you do your due diligence and actually research some of these tokens and, look at where they are now compared to where they were at, in the past. And I'm just saying, like, right now, not all tokens are guaranteed to go back to their all-time highs and make new all-time highs, but a large portion of this market has been absolutely decimated. I mean, HBAR is a token that we look at almost on the daily, and, it's down to like 4.5 cents again. And, when we go over to the Fear and Greed Index, we're sitting at 21, extreme fear. Everyone has been calling for significant lows, this, that. What I'm actually paying attention to is the factors that actually matter. Listen, you can play into emotions all day long. I said over here, like, what I'm watching today: indices, the dollar reactions, Bitcoin in total too, altcoin market cap. Reactions today could be impulsive. I'm waiting for the dust to settle in this market. There's still too much uncertainty, and 100% I agree that there is way too much uncertainty in this market, very similar to other people. But right now is the time to be looking at significant assets. A big thing was before the entire FTX situation, as well as like last week, a lot of people were saying, like, hey, the dollar's collapsing. That means that we're about to go on a massive tear. And I even said, like, this is a big area for the dollar. It's resting on some strong support, but will it break it? Will it bounce? Those are the big questions to be answered throughout this week. And, that was last week. Now, as we looked at these support ranges on the DXY, here we are. We had a significant bounce off of support. We're starting to peak a little bit above the 10-day EMA. The dollar still looks pretty strong to me, and it looks like it's going to have a significant bounce back up to a strong area up here. But we have to watch this closely because although it looks pretty strong here, the RSI is hitting almost the SMA perfectly, having a little bit of a cross. If this does cross and continue to rise, it's going to be a significant time in the market, especially for the DXY. We've been looking at the 3-day time frame as well. It's breaking out, looks very strong, looks like it's going to most likely retest this channel up here at about 109, almost 110. During this time, the market is probably going to have a little bit of a drop. And Best of 100, by the way, if you guys don't follow Best of 100 over on Twitter, I highly suggest you do so. Charts are extremely accurate. I don't know what the percentage accuracy on them are, but I would probably say it's about like, I might even be wrong, but I'm just being conservative. Probably about like 75 to 85% of the time. He's pretty spot on. And we do see like Bitcoin update, time has passed and the plan hasn't changed. The re-entry is a bit lower now. Descending trend line, support re-entry levels to observe. Most prime 14.6K, another broadening wedge. SR flip test, 15.3K macro trend line and 17 point almost like 6K SR flip if lows are untested. And yeah, here you guys have the viewpoint. So we do see this coming down to test roughly around like the, you could see like 14.6K, roughly within this range. This would be a perfect area, in my opinion, to really kind of look at the market and address where we are headed. And this would most likely build back during December into possibly even January, going back to roughly like 23K or so, if things do play out. Again, like I said, with all the uncertainty and doubt around this market, I think that this would be a perfect area to really kind of watch for, because I would love to see a little bit more pain on Bitcoin. Maybe make this new low down to like 14.6K while everyone calls for much lower. We've seen low calls all the way down to 5K. We've seen low calls down to, the COVID lows at $4,000. I mean, we've seen it all. But I do think that like 14.6K is a great area of observation. I also think that 14K retesting and back testing the high from June of 2019 would also be pretty nice. But 14.6K is totally fine to me. This is a huge area of demand. I mean, honestly, this whole area, here in between roughly, 16.2K, which we are trading at now, down to about like 14K, is high interest. I think that this is an area where we will see a significant demand for Bitcoin buy-in. I think that this is a nice area to watch for a major impulsive move back up, or a big significant break down to about like 12K. But to me, when we look at Bitcoin, right, historically, we know that bear markets usually have like an 80+% drop on Bitcoin. When we look at where we are at now, comparing it to the all-time high, already we came down about 78% almost. Down to this range here would be a perfect 80% retest on Bitcoin, which I think is a perfect percentage for Bitcoin to drop before it kind of starts to rebound back up. And again, as everyone has been saying, like, we're going much lower. There's USDT. It's about to, explode. You have, what's going to be the next one? A lot of people have been calling for Coinbase, right? Coinbase is going to be the next one because they don't have their backing behind Grayscale. Like, even if I go back over here to Blockworks, and if I scroll down, day 4 of Coinbase to implement Chainlink proof of reserves, because a lot of people want proof of reserves, like Coinbase is about to die. Like, people need to calm down with all of the FUD around this space, because I say it all the time, especially around like the USDT FUD, be careful what you wish for, because at some point in time, if we have this market decimated, it's not going to be the typical 4-year bear market. It's going to be, much, much longer, and who knows, it might never bounce back. A lot of people are wishing for like the downfall of crypto just to buy at like bare minimum prices. But the problem is that we've already seen near max pain in this market. We've already seen like the most uncertainty, the most fear in this market. I mean, you go over to the altcoin market, we're sitting at $450 billion in market cap for the altcoin market. Where we are at now, like, go back in time to 2017, 2018. We are trading at 2017, 2018's all-time highs. Think about that. 2017 and 2018 all-time highs. Nearly 5 years ago. That's where we are at. So when we look at where things are at currently in this market, it would be illogical to argue that we are not undervalued significantly. I think that once we start to drop down here, as we already started to do so, and we come back down to test this like $430 billion market cap area, these buys down here would historically amount to huge profit. And is it guaranteed? No, not exactly. But at the end of the day, would I rather be buying down here than buying up here? 100%. And again, I always share the idea that, like, at some point in time, bear markets do turn into bull markets. And I think that this tweet here from Bleeding Crypto is perfect. Bitcoin, did you know that it took 5 weeks to finally hit the bottom once we started to capitulate in 2018? Then it took 4 months of boring PA, price action, before we saw the first God candle. We barely started week 2. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Get comfortable. It'll be a while. And yeah, I think that Bitcoin could take some time to get down to about like 14K. In my opinion, when we look at the major capitulation events, where was it, right? Where was the major capitulation? I would argue that it's most likely this candle here. This candle here in November 6th. It's been roughly about 15 days, roughly 2 weeks. So when we look at where it could go, December would be the perfect time frame. Probably December 9th. When we look at the Ambessa chart, check this out. Look at where this has this sort of bottoming out. It's like right before December. Could this stretch a little bit? Sure. Time frames don't really matter all that much. All you really need to focus on is the chart. What is the chart telling you? I said this going back last week as well with a lot of altcoins that we do hold, QNT, XRP, XLM, even HBAR. Their charts looked horrendous. And they still do. I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, these charts look any different today. No, they all look terrible. We've been focused on them for a while. I've had my demand zones set on the charts. A lot of people think that these altcoins have started to, recover. They've fully bottomed out. Absolutely not. They're still in a downtrend. Bitcoin still looks pretty rough. And if we do have this, retest of we'll say 14.6K, just for the sake of the video, or sorry, I didn't have the price range set. So we'll just say for the sake of the video, we come down to test 14.6K. So let me go to 14.6. This would be about a 9.30% drop. Now, a lot of people will say, well, it's only a 9.30% drop on Bitcoin, so altcoins wouldn't get decimated all that much. Well, I would argue the fact that once Bitcoin starts to recover, guess what will also recover? Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been absolutely decimated as well in this market, as it's sitting at about almost 1%. I would love to see this flip back into a demand range above almost 3% and continue to rise from there with Bitcoin leading the market. And that's, guess what? When altcoins start to kind of settle down and back test support, and that's going to be huge for buying demand on a lot of altcoins. Usually what you want to do is watch for Bitcoin dominance. You don't want to buy support. How should I put this? You don't want to buy altcoins on Bitcoin dominance support. You want to buy altcoins on Bitcoin dominance resistance, because as Bitcoin dominance falls, altcoins usually take the lead. So as Bitcoin starts to recover and starts to pump out a little bit and gains a lot of momentum, altcoins will take the back seat and they'll start to kind of slide down a little bit. So I'm watching to see those altcoins drop to a significant demand range. Right now, I definitely am watching a few things, especially around indices, around the dollar, stuff like that. Indices, just yet, they're not open, but once this video does go live, they will be opened, and we will see a lot more significant price action. So with that being said, do I believe that crypto is dead? Do I think that crypto is done? Absolutely not. I think that's absolute ridiculousness that we are seeing spread around Twitter, around YouTube. It's all for clicks, it's all for views, it's all for engagement purposes. So please just make sure to leave your emotions at the door and focus on the big picture, which is being realistic about this market. This market will bounce back, in my opinion. Historically, we've seen this in the past as well. So we do have the patterns to play out, and we have the proof on the chart. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this before. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.